and say, well, you know what? I'm going to be apprehensive. I'm going to grow. I'm going to get it right. I'm going to be apprehensive. I'm going to grow. I'm going to put myself in places where I can grow. So that one that's born a leader, even though that individual don't have all the tools to work with, but they have a mindset to get. And then the writer was also saying, and I'm going to find the book and give it to you all so you'll know what it is. The writer says that they say that I know I'm no good, but I'm going to keep on going. And then they have a determination to throw off all this stuff. I'm going to get rid of this stuff, which means to give you a conviction of consciousness. Amen? Your consciousness, right. You have a consciousness of saying, I'm just going to do it. Because, you know, when you're a fighter and when you're a leader and when you're a disciple, Jesus said, I'm going out to pick disciples. Now, he didn't stop picking. Here's the point before we get there. He didn't stop and say, Peter, I'm a trainer. You notice that? He said he went down and he saw Peter and John. He saw Zebedee. He saw the fellows on the boat. What did he do? He didn't tell them to go to school, and I'm going to come back and get you. But literally, he told them, cast your nets out, put the nets down, come on, go with me. Come on, go with me. He didn't stop them off at Gamaliel's house like Paul went to Gamaliel's house for teaching and getting ready. He didn't do that. The Lord took him and said, you know what, Peter? I'm going to take what you do. Now watch me. And I'm going to turn that into a good fish. He said, matter of fact, you don't have to fish for fish no more. You go fish for me. Right. You follow me? So he takes the skill, the task, that made up mind you have when you decide to come out. And you say, you know what? I'm going to do it. So therefore, he takes what you already have and polishes back and uses it for his glory. That makes sense? You say, well, I'm not a disciple. If you're a disciple of the Lord, then you have another third eye. You have an eye that you look at things, that you see growth, you see prosperity, you see people that need help. And that's what Doug's been talking about for the last 3 years. Having people to go out, to reach out, to go get. But a lot of times we spend a lot of time in the classroom. And I'm not a person that gets education, don't get me wrong. But I'm saying we spend a lot of time getting ready, and we really are ripe already. You get ready as you get experience. You keep moving as you go. The Lord, he allows you some grace. You know, you're going to make some mistakes every now and then. Matter of fact, you're going to make them more than necessary. Because as you go, but you have a determination. So disciples are individuals. And I believe you're right. If a person has a mind saying that I got to do better. Because when your conscience is already made up, I'm going to do better, then you work on pulling off that old skin. Am I right? Yeah. A disciple wakes up and says, you know what, man, I got it. Have you ever felt bad, woke up in the morning? You know, Lord, I haven't did all you want me to do. Anybody ever had that conviction? Right. Me and Calhoun, I was sharing with him earlier, he was sharing with us about some challenges in his life. And when you have challenges, you know, you want to address those challenges because you don't want to become overwhelmed, but you want to be what? An overcomer. Right. Let me say it again. When you have challenges in your life, when you're a disciple, and you know God has chosen you to go out because you have something to give. If you have something to give, then he'll take you just like you are because of the fact he knows. Now here's my point. Remember Rahab? I like to go as low as I can go. Rahab the prostitute. Yeah. Right? She ended up being Jesus' great-great-great-grandmother. Because that day he went through Jericho and they were about to kill him and destroy the nation. That she made a statement. Right? And her statement got her saved. Amen. And not only her statement got her saved, it also saved her family. She said, now when I hang this purple piece of material, it's purple, wasn't it? In the window, tell your boys when they come through town, because they coming. She already knew that God was coming to exterminate this whole city. She already knew because sin was always present. Because God does not like sin. He wants to get it out of the way so we can go to heaven. Because the more you're exposed to something, have you ever learned sometime in your Christian walk that you get worse before you get better? You talk to anybody in the room? You know, a lot of the challenges you have in life. You know, when you first come to Christ, it's really true that because now you're susceptible, because now you work something. The more you work, the more the enemy want to get you. Because you got value. I told the camel this morning. If you make this one move, then other things will fall out and other people won't get what they're supposed to get because your ministry has a domino effect. So the enemy knows, and I said to him on the phone, if you don't mind me sharing, I said, everybody have a Judas. And some of us have two. Amen. You have a Judas, and Judas knows who Jesus was. He knew who he was. Yeah. So Jesus said, go on, do it quickly. Yeah. So I can get redeemed. I can redeem these people. Y'all watch that now. So I can get some redemption. So go on, he could have stopped him. He could have said, you know, Judas came in there and gave him a kiss. I was watching T.D. Jakes on the TV a couple weeks ago. T.D. Jakes said that He rebuked Peter, but he embraced Judas. Why is that? Peter was going to stop the ministry. Remember, Peter got upset and cut the man's ear off. He was trying to cut his head off. The man turned his head sideways because he went this way, and the man went like this. Because Peter was trying to behead him. He said, why are you doing Jesus like that?
Yeah.
So it's so much deeper than Peter. But Peter was learning. He was a disciple. He was called by Jesus Christ, handpicked. But he hadn't got there yet. He hadn't become Peter the Rock, where he was going to be down the road. But the Lord was still calling Peter. He said, you know what? Through the trials and through me disciplining you, nobody ever bothered Peter. You never see Peter argue with nobody in the first part of his ministry. Peter had all kind of isms and schisms, didn't he? He had all kind of stuff. He had the determination to do right. He said, Jesus, I'll never leave you. The Lord said, for real? I'll never leave you. I'm with you all the way. And Jesus told him, no man has ever left everything. Because there's always a little corner. There's always a little bit of stuff that you have in the past that you kind of hold on to. I have a friend, Ice Mike, he paid $40,000 a day selling dope. And he came to church one Sunday, and he pulled up in a lowrider. I mean, it was lowrider. I mean, he must have had about $10,000, $12,000 worth of rims and had all that stuff on it and all that. I said, hey, Mike, you're evangelist now. He said, yeah, bro, I'm an evangelist now. Yeah, you got a church called the Reckoning Crew, right there on 116th and Avalon. And he said, yeah. I said, I sure like that car. And he started laughing. And he knew what I was saying. He said, I haven't heard it all up yet. He said, I don't sell dope, I like riding around in this car. Well, 2 months later, he got shot up. He'd been shot up 2 or 3 times. He didn't die. He won't die. He'd been shot by 16 times. And I asked him, I saw him at a funeral about 2 years ago. I said, Mike, where that car? He said, at the park. Because it symbolizes where he came from. You can't stay in the same car, and then think you're going to drive down the same neighborhood and recruit. There has to be a change. So what am I saying? Peter had a change. But the Lord allowed him to keep on riding. But Peter had that disciple attitude. He said, I am going to change. Jesus rebuked him when he was out there and the cock crowed 3 times. He reminded him, he said, oh Lord, here I am. John, he didn't worry too much about John. John warmed himself by the fire in the inner court. But Peter, he had a special assignment to him because Peter was a strong, determined disciple. And the Lord saw the good in him before Peter saw the good. But Peter had a desire to go. He had a desire to go. He didn't know what the test was going to look like. He just thought, I'll take a soldier stance. And the Lord liked that. He liked this man that wanted to come out. He wanted that man to be a voice. But he had not arrived yet. He had not had the training yet. So God will train you on the trail. Y'all hear me? He'll do you on the job training. How many of y'all have learned some stuff since you've been a Christian? He didn't let you pull over and just recess. He'll let you learn because your conviction comes. You say to yourself, you know what? I'm not doing that no more. Have you been there? Like, so you begin to grow. But ministry don't stop. So Jesus now got his 12 boys over here in our scripture. And they have been sitting with the multitude. A lot of people would hear the word. So he freely gave it to them. Come on in, church. Come on, multitude. Come on, all you people. Come on, all you Pharisees and Sadducees and seeds you don't see. Come on, y'all. Keep on coming. And he gave the word to them because he gave the word for free. Everybody say for free.
For free.
But then he always took a little time to go up. And the Bible said that he would either go up a little bit higher and tell the disciples to come on up. Or he would wait till the crowd dissipate and he would turn around and he would do what? Have a moment with his disciples. And he said, now I'm going to tell you what the translation or the interpretation is. That's a school he taught him on. As he went, he started talking and he said, y'all go out and make disciples, even upon his ascension. He said, go out and make disciples. Go make some men like you. I don't need no multi believers. I need some disciples. Why does he need disciples? Disciples. Because he wants people to conquer the world. If all 40 of us go out the door, we all take a post and just tell our story. Tell our story. Because I learned when you talk to sinner people. I met a man yesterday at the funeral. He stood back there and he said, I like what you said about Elijah. He said, I'm BB up. I ain't no BB good. I got 3 kids and BB this. And BB, I was sitting there eating rice and gravy. I just kept looking at him. And he said, excuse my French. I said, can you talk? Because when the end, you will come out of it. Don't suppress it, let it get out. And he kept talking. He said, I want you to teach me how to get saved. Well, my training said what? Do it right now. Amen. But the alcohol didn't tell him to do it right now. You hear me now? The alcohol didn't tell him to do it. You said, well, you should pray anyway. No, spirit may be different. And I felt bad. I said, I'm going to take him in the bathroom to give him a prayer. And I'll show him in Romans how to get saved and what he believes. He only believes. He just believes he got to go through the process. He said, man, I don't play with my wife. He said, I've been with this lady. I ain't even married her. He said, we got all these kids and great kids. And I really love the Lord. He said, but I'm beep up. I'm beep up. I said, okay. I said, he said, so what? I said, so what do you want to do? He said, I want to say. Some of us thought that was a chance to do it right there. I felt like that old person in me with no training said, take him right now. You'll get it. Walk him over here. But then he said, but not. I said, when you're ready, he said, I'll call you. So is the blood on my hand? No. Because I know exactly he needs to be sober. Am I right? He needs to be sober-minded. Because he might have had a drunk religion experience. Because you know, alcohol will make you tell the truth. But you can't give someone, you can't pour into somebody. Even in therapy, if someone comes in and talks to you.
Already on full.
Therapy, you're not talking to, you're talking to another spirit. Am I right? It is a spirit. You're talking to another spirit. So that kind of got me, and I kept saying, Lord, can I just take him to Romans and tell him, should I give him? Spirit kept saying no. Before he left, he introduced me to his girlfriend. He said, see there, I heard what you said. I'm going to call you. I'll be back at the hotel. My cousin that I'm trying to get saved. So what is he scared of? So what would happen if I took him in the bathroom and we went through the role of confessing Christ? I wasn't going to be long. It don't take long to get saved. Believe in your heart. That's all it was. Right then I could have got saved, old chicken, rice, and gravy. I said, right? He could have got saved. And he probably, I said, ask Christ to come in your life. He said, but I don't know how to do it. So starts with F. He kept saying, and I'm thinking, are you hearing what you're saying? And everybody's watching? That's what my Christianity was saying. You were open. I wasn't insulted. But I said, so the Spirit says, see, he's not ready right now. He needs to make sure he processes this. And because the Spirit will always give you the right time. Somebody saying, no, you can't bring us a drunk. I won't say drunk. Everybody, I know one little bottle everybody fall out, so we can drink all night, never get drunk, some folks smell it and pass out. But you want to make sure that they're working with a sober mind. You want to make sure that the individual is working with a sober mind. So then, because we have to be sober in this process, we have to be sober. We have to make sure that we make a conscious decision. Am I right? I don't mean to insult nobody, but we have to have a conscious decision. We have to have that in our spirit, so when you wake up tomorrow, you'll still be saved. You understand? Am I right or wrong, Saint? So we have to do that. So Jesus does that, but then he also tells us, he tells them to go. Down the road, he'll tell them to do it as the Spirit lead them. Men that don't receive, you shake the dust, and you go out and witness. So there's a lot of training that comes along with that. The point is, he tells us our role. Everybody say my role. My role. He tells us the role that we're supposed to take and what we are. So first of all, I know, Brother Larry, that he tells us our works and our value. Before you can really go out and sell something, I said in the interview and I got the job, I said before you sell it, you got to buy it. That makes sense? Before you can sell something or present something, you have to be able to buy into it yourself. There's no way you can tell me you're a painter and you tell me, well, I just go out there and do the best I can. You're a skilled journeyman, tradesman, I guess the term would be you're a tradesman. This is what you do, and you know how to peel the wall off, how to get the stuff out there and make it look brand new. That's what you do, because that's your craft. That's what you do, right? So Jesus takes his disciples, and he tells them, I'm going to tell you fellas what your worth are, what your worth is. And he said, you are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth. He said, but if the salt has lost its savor, within shall it be not salt. Which means, he said, it's no good for nothing. He said, you the salt. He didn't ask them, he declared upon him and declared upon his firm that you the salt of the earth. If you my disciple because of your determination and because of your information that you have, that you're salt. Now, we discovered in Bible study that salt has all kind of ways of working. So I gave you a printout of that, which we're using in Bible study. So I'm going to read that. So someone read that where it says study.
The idea about the number of different times to refer to the role of the followers in the world.
All right, go a little further. The NIV version.
One example is found in Matthew 5:13.
Right. Go
You
ahead.
are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is thrown under a good for energy, except it is thrown out and trampled by man.
All right, Mary, can you read the history of salt?
Salt had a purpose in the Middle East in the first century.
Go ahead, the first example of salt. What it was in the Middle East back in the day then.
Because of the lack of refrigeration, salt was used to preserve food, especially meat, which would quickly spoil in the desert environment.
All right, so I put in the application for sometimes, and I'm determined, I've learned Bible verses, but in what did it really mean? So can you read the A part thing?
Believers in Christ are preservatives to the world, preserving it from the evil inherent in the society of ungodly men whose unredeemed natures are corrupted by sin.
That's based upon Bible, Psalms 14. Someone turn to Psalms 14 and 3. That'll prove to you in the Bible that we are the ones that are preservers of the world. How many of y'all believe that? We're the preservers, which means because we're salt, that we're preservers, that we bring out the flavor. Now, if you know when you add some salt, it brings out flavor. Right? When you take salt, we learn that it's a preserver. Even if you take a pig and you skin it or you bleed it when not skinning it, hang it upside down. What do they put in the pig? They use salt. And they use salt to do what? To keep the worms away. And then I found out, even if a worm does get in the pig or the swine or the beef or whatever you're trying to cure, that if salt is in there, it'll kill the worm. So even if it get around one of the particles of a grain of salt, if it gets around that, because you are the salt of the world, which means that in error, that if the enemy comes in, you're not just watchful all the time, because everybody can't do everything. But we are the salt. We are the ones that are preserving the world, that we are preserving the world for Jesus Christ, which means that we're making influences upon other people, and hopefully making disciples out of those individuals. Hopefully. Am I right? Hopefully that you're actually touching people. Remember, salt has to make a connection in order for it to work. You can have all the salt you want, and never put it on the meat. Have you ever cooked? Anybody here cook some chicken or beef or some type of meat?
Yeah.
Okay. And you looked on the counter and you finally ate the food and you said, "Oh, wait a minute, I forgot the salt." How do you know what salt does? You already know. You know without salt, you can still eat, but it just don't have the flavor. It doesn't have that. Sometimes you put too much, and you know that I got too much salt. But when you add a little bit more, WT, we add a little bit more. It brings out what's already in the meat.
Yeah.
You don't just eat the salt by itself.
Oh, no.
So what made the meat so good? I'm glad you asked. What makes the meat so good? It brings out what's already in the meat. So you, as an instrument and a tool, when you touch somebody, you bring out the best in them.
That's right.
That makes sense. So when I speak to you in your life, I mean wholesome salt. I don't mean chit chat. When you really get involved and speak to someone, making that connection, it has nothing to do with me as being an individual except for being salt. So if the salt does not connect with the beef or the pork or whatever you're trying to cure, if it doesn't connect, that's why he said it's good for nothing. Because if the salt, have you ever had some salt that you thought was stale? You ever had it? Now wait. So go on Western salt and then sit on your counter.
Right.
Right, you already know.
Okay.
So go in and put some salt, take some salt out of the package and put it on your counter. And 2 days from now, use it on your eggs or use it on your meat. It's flat, but it's still salt. The iodine and sodium is still there. But it's good for what?
Nothing.
Why? Because it got stale because it laid out and never made a connection. Salt is supposed to be sprinkled and dashed, and you gotta do a pinch of salt. You know how you measure a little salt in here to do what? To bring out the other stuff. Salt even brings out sugar. Yeah, salt actually brings out sugar.
Sweet and sour.
Isn't that amazing? So Sister Griffin got some salt on her because it brings out her sugar. It makes you a sweeter person. Right. When you put some salt, y'all help me, I got that one. When you put some salt on some people that have not been reassured that they somebody, it gives them some little sugar. It brings out what's already in them. Isn't that strange? That it brings out, remember, here's the point, because it's already in you. It activates and also it's accents. You know that commercial, when you do it and they have a black and white picture, and then when they shake the accent salt, what does it do? It turns colors and becomes a color picture. It brings out what's there. It's already in you. The additive of a person's life is already made. What's in them is already in them. You had nothing to do with that. You had nothing to do with the beef or the pork. You know, you're not big and you ain't the, so it's not you on this side receiving the salt. You're the one giving the salt. Yes, what I'm saying? So you're giving the salt. Y'all walking with me? I'm trying to be clear. So you are the salt of the earth. You're the preserver. You bring out the best in other people. Kindness. That's touching people.
All right.
Anybody that made you a better person because they were spoken in your life?
Yeah.
Well, you can honestly made you a better person, but you became a better person or a more conscious person.
Yeah.
You were more convicted about the fact that who you were. That somebody spoke in your life and you become stronger. Because someone saw in you, you bring out the best in me. You heard that song with nobody else by Marvin Sapp. He said, you bring out the best in me, but nobody else saw anything good in me. What is that? Someone speaking to you, someone that took time to sprinkle upon you, and you become a better. Well, what makes it better as a disciple is because you already have it in you. A lot of times we just don't know what to do with it. Our training, our background, our relationship that we already have. A lot of good things can benefit other people. Because we're salt. He said, you are the salt of the earth. Let's go back to the Bible. We are the salt. And what's in you, your teaching, your ability, your craftsmanship, your ability to talk, your ability to be able to pull people together and organize people, the ability to be able to. One thing about a good cook, everybody knows. Everybody got one in their family. Well, they have 3 or 4, but everybody got one in their family, right? That's a good cook.
Right.
And so when so-and-so is cooking, what do? You rush over there, don't you? Am I right? You know that? And they say, come on by Sunday at the church. Well, somebody said, hurry up, Graham, I gotta go. Because I'm hungry, and I'm not going to Jack in the Box. I want to go with Sister so-and-so. She's not here. I can't hear you. They can stay here, come on. So, you don't, that's my daughter, you don't want to go to just any place. Matter of fact, you lose your desire. So let's use that metaphorically, that you lose your desire for the Jack in the Box. If you go on your way to your brother's house, or your sister-in-law's house, and you don't know what you do, you already know. The devil knows. You already know. How you know? I had some beans last night she made. She brought me 2 pots. She said, this part here is my son made, he didn't do too well. And I was mad. I said, why you say it? She said, well, you didn't do too well. But I got a jar for you over here. And she gave it to Rebecca. And got home, I went to bed. About 9 o'clock. And beans started calling. Hello? I got up, washed my hands, went to the refrigerator. Anybody been buying them groceries? I said, oh Lord, I might eat some Cheetos and Doritos. My soda pop, you get short. Because you know I can't speak when you're in the stuff. So then I went and I said, oh shoot, take this, send them things. And it's right in front of me, a big old dairy jar. So, and she put a ham hog right in the middle of it. You wouldn't hardly come out. Oh, I said, well, in the dark, not today, you can get in there. So I got it what I did. I put a big old bowl in there. And my sister-in-law came by and said, Dad, what's that? I said, don't eat that. Woo! I see nothing. Put it in the microwave. When I ate it, only thing I had to add to it was just a little bit. Because whatever was already in there, it just brought it out to my taste, to my level. So I got some bread, we salt it, we drunk, we eat, we did that, and I'm and that was it. That morning, why? Because I was full. Because the salt brought out what she had already put in. Right. Now, do I know what she did? She never told me her recipe. But because she's already proven to most of us, and not all of us, that when she go in and she gonna come out with something. Okay. It's well worth parking down the street and walking down 9th Avenue or 10th Avenue. If you have to park down the street, because once you sit down, it's gone. It's worth the journey. See, what does that mean? Once we input in people, and we bring the salt and put it in them, which means we make the connection with the individual disciples. We make connections. We make connections. Key word. We have to touch. We have to spend time. We have to talk. I like Brother Ollie. He's real funny to me. He drives me crazy sometimes. Years ago he used to. He pinned me in the corner, hit me in the bathroom, get me around the corner. And he can start, what do you guys get to a place where I have to go? And he start crying, and he start telling me a story, and he go on, and then he goes on. So now, over 6 years, Now, our stories are short, because he already said the groundwork. He said, now you should think about the future of the church. And look at the future of the church. What is that? Look toward past where we are today. And I think you ought to share some of the vision you got, because we need to go forward. But what is he thinking? That what's in him, he's a constant reminder to say, you know what, don't look at where we at now, look at where the Lord is sending you and where we're gonna be. I said, so then what? He said, work on that. So we can start going there, because if you don't work on it, we ain't going nowhere. So what is that? That's their salt to remind, so we can even connect to one another. The disciples, they do a lot of work together. You know what that didn't work? They always had some kind of competition. The mother went in there, and the mother wanted the son. One's on the left, one's on the right. Jesus says, it's not mine to give. You don't even know what you're asking. Because if you sit this high, you have to pay high. There's a lot there. So the discipleship is really a very important call. I think we learned is because of the lack of refrigeration. Salt was used to preserve food. So there's a lack of something, not only in people, but in this world that exists right now. You know that. That there's legislation and the laws have made some changes. They got Proposition 10 that's coming up that's going to raise rent. They talking about knocking out somebody here, so all the Section 8s are going away. Yeah, so they always put stuff up front here, and they got something in the back. Like they did Proposition 31, remember years ago, I think 13 or 131, where they want to help you over here to save taxes, but it sent folks to jail because they had 3 strikes. Because we looked at only what we saw that was glamorous. They got our attention, but the back part of that was going to be fatal to the world. So when we saw that, we pay attention to everything the enemy or whatever crime is going on. Sometimes I don't even think it's the enemy. Sometimes I think people just don't think. They think out of their own experience. Don't we? Sometimes we give the enemy that. How come you don't wear a jacket? Maybe he never wore a jacket. Maybe he never wore a jacket. Never wore a jacket. And you say, why wear a jacket? I know me and Larry talk. He said, well, I can see it that way. I don't process it the way you think. You know you don't. So that doesn't make it right or wrong. He just that's his experience, the way he thinks. You get me? So politicians and people, they have bright ideas. We're gonna try this. The homelessness thing is real popular right now. You notice that? Right. I got hired for a job as a program manager the other day, and I got this area here, and I had to go upstairs the other day and break a fight up with a couple grown people. And I stayed there 2.5 hours. I missed Bible study talking to these people, telling them how we need to get it together. You get her in the face, beat her up. So we spent downstairs talking about this, how they should get together. And he got through, he was so happy. I said, nobody ever talked to me. Guess what I found out? He never had a father. And he reminded me of a client that I used to have when I worked residential. The guy that got took to the restaurant and had never went to a restaurant. Because he was a bad acting, always 14 years old. Took to the restaurant, he thought he had to make his own food. And I almost went because I'm like, wow, we have so much exposure to these things and all the liberties that becomes our lifestyle. And somebody else would just love to have that experience. I took him right there in downtown Pasadena. And so I bought him something and I'm like, oh my God. And he admitted, I've never had this experience. And so he recognized the error of his own ways. So the little salt that I gave him, and I'm not thinking about me. I was trying to help alter his behavior. That was my role. So I gave a little salt to him. I'm not saying that to be lifted up, but I gave what was on my heart. With the purpose of, I just wanted to move him from the institution and get him outside, because he couldn't go out by himself. I wanted to remove him from that which what I thought was possible. So we get there and he decided. So yesterday, well, last week, this guy lives upstairs. So I asked him what his name was. He has the same name the other fella had.
Wow.
And I'm like, are you him? I'm like, I just had a moment, I guess I could turn 110. I said, are you the one I used to know? I don't know you. But he had the same spirit. You know what he said he wanted to do? He wanted to kill himself. He said, I'm so miserable and so unhappy. And he wanted to kill himself. So now I gotta go on my road. I gotta go make sure he's okay. He said, I'm not gonna kill myself. You know what he said he gonna do? He gonna make somebody else kill him.
Same thing.
Because it's easier, because he said most men don't want to hurt themselves. Particularly said men blow their brains out, girls cut you. You know, she'll take something and be sick all night long and throw up and die. Most men want to be done with it quick. So I said, okay, sir. So he said, I said, so if you killed yourself, how would you do it? He said, I'm doing assessment. He said, I don't know. I'm gonna make you kill me or somebody else kill me. Throw me out of window. I don't know. I don't want to live. Why you don't want to live? He said, because I felt like nobody ever invested in me. I said, who do you think should invest in you? He said, my mom, my dad. He knocked his father out a couple days ago. I said, you knocked your daddy out? To me, that's violence. He said, my daddy is an alcoholic. My mother is an alcoholic. I said, how old are your parents? He said, about 40. He said, they've been drinking all my life. My mother made the choice, and my dad and her broke up. And she told me she wasn't gonna choose her man over me. No, she didn't. And she wasn't gonna choose me over her man. I said, so how did that make you feel? He started walking, and he was like having a moment. I said, well, let it go. We done with it. Let it go. I start admitting. He said, I'm in a situation. I'm in a place where it's not my fault. It's okay. So then the salt I had was to constantly add a little bit to it. So I had to fill him up with some positive stuff. That's what salt does. I saw he had great potential, good guy, but his wife came out all over the place. He said he wanted to kill himself. She said, you're so stupid. She gave me her list too. He raped a couple times, her mother left her and all this. And they said, well, we love each other. You know what I found out? Two pains can't heal each other. He told me her life story in 5 minutes. And she laughed. And I said, I hope y'all break up. They said, why? I said, because you guys are going to hurt each other. You hurt each other. Because you can't pour into each other because the salt that lost its flavor. He lost his savor. Didn't have anything to give each other. You need to make sure. So my point is, investing in that, going on for an hour and a half. Then he said, you know what, you coming to work tomorrow? I said, yeah, I'll be here. He said, we're going to spend the day together. I said, no, we're not. When I left here, I was totally tired. I was nauseous. So now I felt what she felt when he said that. We been on the inside like, oh my God, this guy doesn't want to live, but he doesn't see his potential because nobody ever took time with him, and the people he said supposed to do it didn't do it. He said, but I like you. I said, all right. I like you. But I didn't say it that bad. By that time, 2 hours down the road, I'm about to pass out from this fellow. So we sat there and talked. Again, but I kept saying, but you got to try to pour good stuff in there. Did you 80? I said, do you have a backup plan? Mr. Sir. I said, are you a hustler? I said, why don't you hustle some cans and take them to the store once a week and recycle? Then you'll have $30, $40. Now the county paying 100% of the rent. 2 years, 5% with this program. Wow.
Oh, wow.
He said, oh, I'm not doing self-right. I said, well, we're not doing that. He said, I know, I keep getting busted. I said, yeah, you're smart. He said, I want to do better. What would you think? I said, so you have to paint? He said, I don't know how to paint. I sure know how to cook it.
Sound like a chef.
I said, you know how to cook? Then my Bible lesson came in. I said, what's the best thing you can do to bring out flavor in food? He said, salt. I said, now you got a craft that you can bring out the best in other people. He said, yeah, when I cook, they get happy. So now he does know what happiness looks like, and he don't know what it feels like. Get that something because he's giving out. So what's my point? The point is, people that we run across need us. And we think that we're there because we applied for a job. You think you're here by happenstance. No, I don't believe that. But if you're in the circle, when you're in the place, know you're there for a reason. Amen. But don't stay in the huddle too long. You know what happens when you have a football game? When there's a football game, it's offense, defense. You know what happens, don't you? You ever heard you say that you've been in the huddle too long?
Delay of game.
What happens then?
Delay of game. Get a penalty.
Huh? Right, and then what happens? Sometimes the ball goes back, goes further towards the goal for the offense, offense, defense, offense, or whatever side you're on. It'll move. And you get penalized, because what they're saying, penalized, and why are they penalized? Took too much time in the circle, and you should have had prep already. You already had your scrimmage game, you already had your locker room conversation, right? You've already had your prep. You know, you've done all the stuff you're supposed to have done. You're skilled craftsmen, men, women, whatever sport you're in. But what you're saying is that this is the game. This is the field. This is not time to drink, this is time to go to work.
Okay.
This is time to execute that what you already know.
Okay.
Everybody don't have the same position.
Right.
Everybody can't be the quarterback, it can be 12 quarterbacks.
Right.
You can hack the ball well. What they have, they got short end, they got tight end, they got, that's all I know. And the quarterback, and the hacker, that's 4. They got 8 other individuals, and guess what? They got some other folks that sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Guess what? When the team win, even though you probably never played, you still get a ring.
Yeah.
Why is that? Because you on the team. You may be second string, first string, that's all I know about it. Say, you might be the one that started. Kobe Bryant had to sit down sometime when he played. Somebody else had a chance to go in. Because everybody was on the team. They were skilled individuals that had been trained how to win and play the sports according to the rules. You get me? So when we are disciples, I'm still talking about disciples. We're still disciples. We are people that are on the field. That you run the ball that way. Now, what we have to remember, there's an offense and a what?
Defense.
So we specialize in thinking about that, like the 49ers versus somebody, from Dallas, they played the other day. Who won the game? Okay, I don't know. I heard people watching and they asked me what the score was, and I said, it's 7-3. She said, okay, good, I'm winning. So why are they winning? So here's the whole strategy. They're playing a game, and we love sport, those in the sport. And what do we get aroused about? What arouses us? Is there, what is it? Winning. And how do you look at them winning? What happens? When they get the ball and they conquer offense or defense. This is called defense or defense. When they conquer them. So what do you think about heaven? You think God gets happy when we conquer and we move forward and we defeat the enemy?
Okay.
Heaven rejoices. You didn't say that? Over one. Now we get happy over how many people on the team? Is it 12 or 14? 8, 9, 11. Then you got how many on the bench? 5, 6? 2 teams. All right, got 2 teams. So here's the point of that. Think about this. If you're on the playing ground and you're playing and you're going that way, we got to remember there's always going to be an opposition. Most times we forget that as Christians. Because the game of life looks like a football game. A football team. It does, doesn't it? So what does that do? Jesus says, let me get you ready to understand that there's going to be oppositions in the spirit realm and in this flesh part. We got the enemy that's in the spirit. He's the prince of the air. So you inhale and exhale. Then you got the enemy down here, some of the things that we create. Got some folks that naturally this mean, or people, or you're gonna have bumps in the road, trials that's gonna come your way. So I always think about a game, a football game. On the opposite side will be a Judas. On the opposite side. And the quarterback is the devil. Who hiking the ball might be some of the imps. But their job is to stop you from making heaven your goal. That's their job, to make you fumble the ball, make you stop. And sometimes they jump over the line before they say hi. You see them? And what happens when you jump the line?
Offsides.
And then what happens? The ball moves, or then you're going to move toward further that way, toward wherever your goal is. So the Lord will give you, y'all hear me now? When the enemy comes in like a flood, that God has taken that thing, He built up a standard. And He begin to move toward, because when we overcome the enemy, you hear the metaphor, when we overcome that, it's grace given. Because you could say, y'all ain't playing fair, I'm off the team. Have you ever seen the man walk off and got quit? Okay, do they get mad and walk out? The other day, that lady that played tennis, remember she got upset with the coach and she was talking to him? And she said he was really cheating and she was getting whatever. You know, she got up, Serena, whatever they got upset. Right, because in the game you want to play fair.
Right.
The newscaster said she didn't get coached, but the coach said he was trying to coach her, but she wasn't. She said, I'm determined to be fair. I had 2 kids. I'm not living like that. So you stand up for what's right. So back to the game. The ball is hyped. Church starts. The role you got. What you learn, what you trained on, what you know. Then you run the ball. Opposition comes. You don't say, oh, don't touch me. What they do, they teach you how to overcome. And they try to match tail end with tail ends and short ends and big ends, whatever y'all call it. They match them. They match them. And what they say is, it makes the front line strong, right? If I can hold them back, if we can just get at least 2 more feet, because every time we go forward, we get closer and closer to our goal.
Right.
But you gotta keep running the ball.
Okay.
You gotta get out the huddle. You gotta run the play. You call the play, break the huddle, run the play, right? Hike the ball. Let's do it. And what they really want in the ultimate real world is to do what? Run all the way. A 50-yard and another 50, which is 100, right?
Right.
The ultimate, somebody really just want to get it and run in. But is that true? Is that reality? Yeah, exactly. People go in the Hall of Fame. But for the most part, what happens? You gotta go inch. Thank you. What that way? You gotta go inch by inch. And what's the determination?
Keep moving forward.
Can you lose your determination? Have you heard people say, you know what, I just lost it. I had to quit. Or the injury that I got won't let me do it. Or either I can't take the hit. I'm hurt.
That sounds like my brother.
Or either it hurt when you get hit. So they protect certain parts of your body. They think it's personal and good for you. The personal part, up, down, bottom. Certain parts you may cut.
do that.
Your determination has to be well assured that you on the team and that you want to win. Jesus takes the disciples and says, "You're the salt of the earth, fellas. It's a team going on. You're on my team. I'm the captain. My father is the one up at the tower. But you do know the man at the tower is the one they call the play. You know that? It's the man on the ground that the referee running. Come on, sport. Right, they run, they take what they see is, and so, and throw the flag one way or the other. Now we got the referee, and he can only call for what he see here. But there's a man up there.
I see.
They got the rule book. And what does he do? They call into him when they get there for a moment, they do some outreach, they turn around and talk to them. Well, how did you see it? I don't know that person's name up there. You guys know what that role is? It's the person in the box way up there that's 3 feet higher. Coordinator, he's way up yonder. So he has the skills to look at the book. God say, okay, there he is right there. Grace. Mercy. Long suffering. Stay on the team. Or enemy trying to come in. Yeah, he did hit. And he goes back and says, ball goes this way. Well, the coordinator said he saw something else based upon the rule book. So he's the only one that can really judge it when it can't be judged by nobody else.
That's
You hear me
sportsmanlike
now?
conduct.
So it's 3 folks on this team. You got the team, you got the referee that's going that way, and you got the one up there that's looking in. Always God looking in. Ain't that something? It's a good metaphor, huh? Yeah. But we have to stay on the team with the salt of the earth because we're the preservers. Keep going. The believer in Christ are preservers. Okay, someone read Psalms 144 and 3 is right there. I actually put it in the insert. They are. Go ahead.
They are all gone aside. They are all together become filthy. There is none that doeth good. No, not one.
Right. All right. So they're all going aside, which means that we talk about a group of people that are filthy. They're all together, no good. But I need you to go out there and touch them. So this is actually the backup about what the world looks like. All right. So everybody is born in sin and shaped with iniquity. Right. We are candidates for hell, but because of Jesus Christ, He came along and saved us and redeemed us. So therefore, but the ultimate thing is that the world was made, and the world didn't know God, didn't acquiesce to Him, didn't acknowledge Him. You hear me? So therefore, He had a plan. Everybody say He had a plan.
He had a plan.
He had a plan. Because so here's the word. Someone read Romans 8:8 on the papers.
So then, they that are in the flesh cannot please God.
Right, stop right there. People that operate, so here's another backup to go to the scripture. So what makes this world do what it does, here's my answer to that, because they operate in the flesh. And when you operate in the flesh, James said, walk in the spirit, so you won't obey the flesh.
That's right.
What he says was, I know you like it. I know you see it. I know you like it, and I know you did it. But if you want to stay out of the pig pen, thick men, if you want to please God, stay in the spirit. We know you like money. We know that you like to shop. Am I talking to anybody here?
All right.
We know that you like shoes. We know you like cars, you like trucks, motorcycles, you like this. He said, now, if that gets in the way of your relationship with the Lord, then I need you to stay in the spirit. So then you don't have things that you bring in your toys. Everybody say toys. You bring your toys in. We want you to stay in the spirit so you won't obey. Because the flesh is never going to disappear forever. I don't care how you numb it, right? How you grow it, how you look at it. The flesh has always had a desire that takes you away from God's will.
Right.
Am I right or wrong?
Right, yeah.
It woke me up last night because it was hungry.
Right.
You hear me? It woke me up. I was asleep, unconscious of the things of this world. I was in semi-coma. I don't know when you sleep, you don't know what's going on, do you?
Right.
You sleep, instead of saying, you know what, your sister called, or, someone came to the door, you're like, girl, I don't know, I was asleep. You are almost dead. Scientists don't even know how people wake back up and going, you actually die when you go to sleep. You die. Then you wake back up. So if you are not conscious of the things, now here's my body wakes up, and it did not remember the things. But through the course of me tearing the refrigerator half apart, taking stuff out and throwing it away, the little bastard find me something to eat. I'm fine. So I found me some Fritos. And I had a Pepsi. I said, well, I'm gonna load up on Fritos and Pepsi. So I'm not getting in the car going nowhere. I'm gonna load up on those and pass out. But then I said, I seen the jar. So now the flesh woke you up to go get what was already there that I saw earlier. So it says, walk in the spirit so you won't obey it. Now that same desire that I had could have been for alcohol. That same desire I had could have been for some controlling substance.
Right.
Or some out of control girl.
Right.
It could have been for these bikes. People had waking up and gone shopping or woke up and playing Atari games when they came out. People would